Hello, hi. So it's come to my attention that ever since the episode Sublimation came out, this person wasn't Lila. And now it's starting to make sense. I don't believe in the Lila Manon theory, but I'm starting to believe in this. And it's that this could be Chris from the future. So if you've already watched my Sublimation analysis video, then you'll know that I said that this was Lila and she's taking her notes as usual. But I will admit, when I first saw this, I thought, whoever this is, they look more masculine. And at first I figured, well, could just be Lila in one of her disguises, and it very well could be. We've only gotten to see her hand and part of her sleeves through a few of these short clips that we've gotten of her this season so far. But then I started thinking about other hints that we've been getting. At the end of the episode illustrator, we hear Lila go to say that you'll know nothing. Nothing about me, nothing about us, nothing about them. I'm nowhere, I'm everywhere, I'm a chameleon, you won't get anywhere. And I think that there is so much more to that sentence that I've yet to elaborate on. And even Thomas himself went to share this tweet. I'm looking for the tweet. So he said, "She's there, hiding in plain sight. But what does she really look like now?" Obviously, we know that the writers are playing with us and that they're probably not going to reveal what Lila or Chrysalis will look like until possibly midway through the season, or I even feel like not until the end of the season. I think it would be smart to show her in the finale or some big episode like Lady Chaos. But obviously, they're teasing us with her and her design. The only design of her that we have seen is this. Now, I wouldn't consider this her form as Chrysalis, but as of right now, this is what we know, this is what we see, and when watching the episodes, we can hear two voices. We can hear Lila's, and then we can also hear more of a male's voice. And this is when it got me thinking, what if Chris is involved with Lila? Now, it seems strange. Why would they push this kind of a plot line? I don't know. I also feel like Lila is somebody that doesn't need anybody to help her, but maybe they want to go the Hawkmoth Mayura route where they have, two people working together. And you might be wondering, Maya, why Chris? Well, there has been one episode that we've gotten so far where the two of them have interacted with each other, at least from what I've seen, and that being the episode Timetagger. In this episode, it isn't until the very end that we see Lila taking care of Chris and Alia's sisters, and not only in this episode is Chris akumatized, but he comes from the future, but it's also teased that Lila would be the butterfly miraculous holder, and that Chris kind of likes Lila, and that's when I remembered scripts that had been revealed for the episode. I don't know how real these are. I think they're real, but basically what I'm about to read are scripts and scenes that I guess were cut from the episode Timetagger. So during the scene when Timetagger and Hawkmoth are talking to each other, it seems like there was originally going to be a scene where Timetagger and or Chris tells Hawkmoth, "But I never said the Hawkmoth of the future was you. The Hawkmoth of the future is a woman, way more powerful than you. She's the woman I love." Now, again, I don't know how real this script is. I could be completely wrong, but if that is real, that makes me think even more that Chris from the future is who we saw in the scene in Sublimation. I mentioned this in my illustrator analysis, but I don't think Lila comes from this timeline. I actually think that she could be from the future and or the timeline that we see adult Chris coming from. And if the future Chris was actually in this universe, then how would he have gotten there? And that's sort of when we can think about the ending of the season 5 finale. Could that potentially have been Chris coming from the future? The blue light is the closest thing we have to the barrow light and or like the blue color that we see from it. I also thought about if Chris was also using the Miraculous with Lila, which is why we hear two different voices, but I don't think Lila would ever let anybody touch the Miraculous other than herself. And if Chris really was working with her, I don't think he would be that involved. But my main point with all of this is that Lila seems to not be working alone. And that's all to say if this person isn't her. And I don't think it is. Also though, we know nothing about Lila, like literally nothing. Even though now she seems to be going by Chrysalis as revealed in the end credits of the episodes, for all we know that could be a fake name, that could just be her name when she's using the butterfly miraculous. You know what I just thought about? Chrysalis. Chris. His name is partially in that. But yeah, we know nothing about Lila, and it got me thinking too, what if she has a brother? What if this is somebody related to her? That'd be kind of cool, like her twin brother or something. I have no evidence to back that up, but just a thought. But all this to say, Lila is not alone. And I've been suspecting that her and Mrs. Tsurugi would probably work together at some point in this season, or that maybe we'd see some kind of confrontation between them. But at the same time, I think Mrs. Tsurugi and Lila are both smart enough to know that they will very well double cross each other. But with all of this being said, I would love to know what you guys think of this scene and about what Lila said at the end of the episode illustrator about not knowing anything about us, about them. Oh, something else that I wanted to mention is the part where she says, "I'm a chameleon." And you guys know that she got akumatized in season 2 as chameleon. Her akumatization form allowed for her to take the forms of other people, which also has me wondering if that's what we're seeing her do here, possibly cloning other people. I was gonna say that what if she was giving herself that akumatization form again, which would allow for her to clone other people, but what doesn't make sense is that we see that this person in sublimation was sitting there the entire time, but then during all of that we also know that Sublime's mom Caroline got akumatized, so there had to have been more than one person involved. Also, do you guys ever just think about all of the moms that Lila has had and what they're probably thinking, like, where'd she go? As of right now though, I'm gonna say that I'm really leaning into this thought of Lila and Chris being some kind of an alliance. I don't know why she would trust him, probably because she would see that he's so devoted to her and loves her, as expressed in that script that I brought up. But as always, what do you guys think of this theory? I can at least confidently say that this isn't Lila, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that this is actually her? Do you think that she is working with somebody else? And do you think that that could be Chris from the future? I don't know. As always, at the end of my videos, we do a little episode recap. This Friday, which I think is February 7th, Glue will be sharing another new episode, and it's most likely going to be episode 4, Daddy Cop. The other episodes that we can expect to see this month is Where Papa's, as well as Revelator, and the episode Revelator has unfortunately replaced our air date for episode 1, Climatic Queen. Are we ever gonna get that episode? I don't know. And it really sucks because that episode could be super important to setting everything up for this season. It might not matter as much, but like, it's episode 1 for a reason. But I actually plan on talking about this and the whole chronological order issue right now with season 6 in a whole other video. So as always, be sure to let me know your thoughts and theories down below, and subscribe so you never miss the tea on the show you love. And an extra special thanks to my Celestial Guardian channel members, Libby, Amandine, Fa, John, Simply Noah, and Eric Schwalz. And if you'd like to become a channel member yourself and receive benefits like shoutouts at the end of my videos, early access to my content, fun emojis to use in the comments here under my videos or live streams, and more, then you can head to the link in my description and choose either the Guardian or Celestial Guardian tier. No pressure whatsoever. It's just another way for you to support my channel, but you being here is already enough. So thank you. Also, something I wanted to mention, I'm uploading again on my second channel. I really am. I'll also have that linked down below if you want to check out my videos or subscribe. You don't have to, but over there, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's a fun time, so check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.